Yo! What's up, gang? What are you doing here? Holy shit. Yeah. Here we go. Didn't think you'd see me so soon, did you? Yeah. I just couldn't stay away. Couldn't stay away from you guys. Appreciate all the fond feedback that I got last week. It kind of put things in perspective for me. So, you know, not gonna dwell on the negative things in life if I can help it, you know? So, I'm sorry that I'm doing this pre recorded. Um, Next time I won't do that. I'll just, you know, because that's what I usually, it's the whole point, right, of a vlog, to be live. So, I just wanted to be able to concentrate on what I want to say and stuff like that. So, or I don't want to get too tied down, and I don't know how long I'm gonna do this one for. So, you know, got a few bullet points and decided to come out here. It's a nice day. It's probably like 64 degrees, 63 degrees, maybe cooler, maybe like 60 now. So, remember I used to do all my videos out here, and it was a lot of fun. Actually, to me, those were better times. Coming out here to do my videos, now I was like wasted, you know, like 4 beers deep, strong beers most of the time, but it was still fun because I didn't, there was nothing to compare it to. It was the first go, so no pressure, you know. But now, I mean, it's no pressure, but it's just a little different. So, yeah, I'm on a laptop, crappy old webcam, 720p, but it's still garbage. Um, First little announcement is I'm done with using my old camera, my Canon T2i. I'm really gonna make an effort to use my new camera. I mean, it's a really good camera, and I'm neglecting it just because I'm so I'm so resistant to change. I really shouldn't be like that. I should utilize the tools that I have, and this camera is really good and can, not this one, but the camera that I have, it could really step up the quality of the videos, and the lenses I have for it, close focus. I just think it would do this channel a lot of good to have that new setup in use. So I've tested everything. Everything works. So I'm vaping on the good old Box Mod Mafia Bow Rat. This is the Goyard, Goku version with the control moon gazers. Fire buttons on both sides. Hitting it like a mech. Big pistachio. AMBB. You know, it's what I always have. Here's my good old Unific by Umods with the Tripod V2 and a Dwarf DL drip tip with Turkish blend inside. Here we are with the E-Leaf Pico Squeeze 2 with the current single-sided. Cool turd cherry cheesecake. This thing's so heavy. This would be such a great mod if it didn't weigh like 1,000 pounds. I mean, it's just so convenient. It's small, but it's just heavy. It's really fucking heavy. It's so heavy, I went out earlier, and I was going to bring this with me, and I didn't even want to bring it with me to, like, just have in the car, because it would, like, weigh my pocket down. Just on the to and from the car or whatever. Like, that's how bad it is. But it's such a nice mod otherwise. I don't know. Even the hand feel. Like, I really like this. I wish there was a Delrin Pico Squeeze E-Leaf. It even has that same... Isn't the... I never had one, but isn't the Hellfire shadow like this? This kind of... Or like the whole thing comes out when you do that? I don't know. It's a really nice... This is 21/700 too, and it's really short. I mean... Look how much shorter it is than the Bow Rat, and it's a 21/700, so it's really nice for in that regard. Fire button I like. It's an old ass mod, but people still really use Pico in general. Pico Squeeze, Pico Eye Stick, or whatever. I have one. A lot of high-end people will use that. Like, it's like the only China mod that they'll use. It's kind of interesting how that works. I seen Ross using one the other day when they were doing the Enigma RTA. It was actually yesterday. Going over the Enigma RTA. Unknown. Has a new RTA coming out. Looks really good. Really good. If you haven't noticed, I'm very resistant to wanting to buy new vape gear recently. I have a fair bit of stuff I'm happy with, and I want to spend money on other stuff, and I try to get out, and they pull me back in. And this thing just really looks like my taste. It looks kind of like a... It's got a little bit of like a Narva look to the body of it, but the airflow is like everything I was just talking about in my last video for my Imperia RTA review. How I kept stressing about how I love 3-hold airflow, whether it's on the Imperia, the Integra, the HAR. You could set the Skila up that way, the Theatro. So many RTAs that I really like have that kind of style, and what do you know, the new Enigma RTA has that too. And the way they're set up and all, it just looks like it's something I'm gonna like. The top cap kind of has... I know one top cap that has a little bit of that look, but there's more and I can't place it. But the one I know has that look is called the Nibiru. The Nibiru. So yeah, it's like that. I don't even know. I think it's an Italian RTA. It came out like in 2019 or 20, or 2019 or 2022. 2019. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, jeez, time. And it's just got that, yeah, something about that. There's some other things that do that too. It's reverse threaded. If you go in the unknown group, you'll see like he even took him and Dane. They extracted, like, they had the CAD files out, the CAD renderings to really break down like in the different diagrams. Like, it was really cool to see. Because I don't know anything about designing atomizers, but like it was really insightful to see all that. I was pretty like drawn in. I really enjoyed that. So they explained every little thing about it, and it was cool. I definitely want one. They're like $250. And that's just the base, you know. I'm pretty sure it's just single-sided airflow. Like, if you set the HAR up 3 holes, you can have 3 holes each side, but they're kind of small. Or you can have 3 of the bigger holes on one side. And I think that's kind of how this one is, just one side. Or you could do, like, different single hole, like MTL type or RDL type. It's got potential, man. I really think this looks nice. I'm surprised. My only thing that I was kind of thrown off with about it, I was surprised it didn't have a juice flow control. It looks like it would have a juice flow control. I mean, it actually looks like the chamber like would be on like the GT3, like that you'd be able to spin it or something. But nope, there's no juice flow control. He said it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect it. So yeah, and there's plenty of good RTAs that don't have juice flow control, but I just assumed it would have. And I do like juice flow control when it's there, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not. I don't really feel like it's going to hinder the potential of the RTA in any way. But yeah, you know, if I had the choice, I would have opted for it. If it was me making the damn thing, but who knows? It could complicate things, and I will definitely say the fit and finish of it looks really nice, just like all the other unknown stuff. I mean, definitely is appealing looking, form and function, you know. So apparently going to be a limited thing. I don't know how limited. As long as they keep making it, I think it's like every 3 months or something. As long as they keep making it, I'm cool. As long as there's not like a finite, like we made 80 of them, or like we made, I don't know, 150 and that's it. We'll never make it again. Like, that's the shit that's like, mother, you know, it's like, now we gotta all fucking fight for this shit. Like, that kind of bothers me. But apparently he got some, I didn't see it. I'm just kind of going off of what he was saying in the video, that he was getting some slack for that, getting some grief for making an RTA. I'm surprised because I thought I left a comment saying like it makes sense, like it's the most practical thing to do from there. If you made an RBA, an RDA, specialty metal versions of that RDA. I'm sorry, fuck. RBA, RDA, specialty versions of the RBA in titanium and all different DLC or whatever, you know, all that shit. And then made various strip tips, a juice line, a mod collaboration with a very influential and prestigious company. I mean, does he have cotton now too, or like involved in cotton? I mean, like, Unknown has hit just about every mark there is, so it's like, oh, and then make a second RBA. Everything has been successful thus far. It's like, of course, like, where would he have gone? You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense to do an RTA now. And it looks really good, so I would not, like, I don't know who's knocking it. I mean, maybe there's just some super, like, hardcore, diehard Boro enthusiasts, and they're just, like, want as many RBAs as possible. It could be that, you know. Definitely could be that. I'm personally glad that he did an RTA. Well, it's a double-edged sword. I want to not like anything, but you know, I can't help it sometimes. I'm definitely drawn into it. So yeah, in terms of like just the vape itself, I like RTAs more than anything else. I really do. But because of the practicality and the design and all that, Bora mods are what I use the most, and I do like them pretty, just as much, really. But RTAs are what really suck me into like that hobbyist side of vaping. Um, so definitely gonna be a good one. That's how I see that playing out. Um, like you said, I feel like the only shitty thing would be is if a bunch of people snatched them up just to like hold them as like trade bait. You know what I mean? Like that shit's lame, but that happens. I mean, that happens a lot in high end. People get shit just to get it so that they can use it as leverage to get something else that they want. And then they'll get that and then sell it in one day or trade it for something else that's probably not even as nice. I see so many people like trading stuff that's awesome, like getting something that's awesome, an end game setup, and having it for like 2 days, and then like wanting to trade it for something else, and then they end up getting something like dramatically worse. And it's like, what is your taste? Like, don't you see the difference? Or like, is it just it being new and different is the only thing that matters to you, apparently? Like, just gotta get them all, gotta try everything. Like, I'd rather hold on to the same mod that's been out for 3 years that's awesome than get the newest mod that's lame. I mean, that's just how I look at it, though. I don't care about getting the newest thing. I just want the nicest thing, or what I think's the nicest thing. So, speaking of unknown, here's finally got it, the Absolute RTA, on the Billy Club V2. So, once again, thank you to Mike. Everything worked out great. Very nice, very kind of him to ask me, and not try to price gouge or any. You know what I mean? It was just a very just generous, considerate type of thing for him to do, and you know, nothing about it seemed like there was no angle. It was just kindness, and I could see that a mile away. Thank you, Mike, for doing that. This RDA I've been really enjoying. I made a post about it in Unknown earlier, like an hour or two ago. How much I've been liking it. I've been using it all week, just about taking it to work with me, actually. And I've had the black peak cap on it all week. And so today I just finally put this stainless cap back on. I generally like the look better stainless, but I really like the design of the saucer caps that he did. Can we see anything or just glare? Here it is, number 14. Oh, cameras. Fucking cameras. I don't know. I got a couple cons for it. Little cons. I mean, I don't know if I should say them now. I guess I won't. I'll hold my tongue. They're no deal breakers for me. I know one of the biggest cons people were talking about, and like even Mark Todd said it in his video, that he noticed whistling with it, and he even offered some like troubleshooting for that, and which was cool. But I have not had any whistling problems at all, none. But then again, I really don't have whistling issues with my Narda either. I think it may just be he kind of alluded to this. Like, it really does. A lot of it does depend on how you draw the air in, how forcefully you breathe in your inhales. It has an impact for sure. But there's also other little things, like, aside from trying to keep the wick wells full and saturated, I yeah, mine's clearly at an angle. I do it like the Narda. I put the coil at an angle, like a diagonal. I don't put it straight. Like, uh, this one's a 2.5. It's got like, can't see. I think it's 5 wraps. Got a James Mucklin coil in here. He's probably got my favorite coils. Within the last year, I went out of the way to try a lot of different people's coils and stuff. I just joined a new coil group the other day. I already forget the name of it. The guy makes these coils called firecrackers. Sounds interesting. I'd like to get around to it. A couple people got me into that. John Mays. Yes, John Mays. And Chris. But what I want to say is John Mays, 301st subscriber for this channel. He received his RDA this week. RBA, sorry. And he's been using it, and he sent me a photo of it. You know, he's appreciative. He's pretty new to this stuff, but I could tell he's really into it, and he's really enjoying the community. So that's great. You know, that's the whole point of this channel, to help people that aren't into Facebook kind of like transition and get an idea of what it's like to use Facebook to get vape gear. You know. Yeah, so we talk on Facebook now, here and there, and you know, that's one of the nice things about the whole Facebook community is you literally are making friends. I mean, I'm not going out to hang out with them, but a lot of these people I would, you know what I mean? I talk to them on a relatively regular basis, at least a couple times a week, usually. There's probably like 10, not 10 in the past, but more recently, there's at least like 5 to 7 people I probably talk to on a regular basis, and it's nice to have that little bit of camaraderie, you know, and being able to share opinions and give people news about what's new, or they tell you what's new, or don't miss out on this is coming, and there's this drop tomorrow, and all that stuff, you know. It's just helping each other out. It's nice. You know, sometimes and then, you know, you can use that to gauge, like, how well a product turned out. Like, if you had a quality problem about your mod or something, well, and you know your friend got the same mod, so you ask them if they have that same quality problem, and then you can gauge what's going on, if it's just you, or you got a beat product, or, you know what I mean? There's a lot to the sociability of it, you know. So, yeah, man, I'm still just, you know, on the outside looking in, and taking the days as they come here. Hall of Vape, I think today was the first day. I would love to go to that. Never been to that. I seen a photo today of Mark Todd at the E-Smoke Guru table, and looked like he was having a good time. And there's all sorts of people there. Ioannis. God, I wish I could speak Greek, because then I would know exactly how to pronounce it. El Cigart, I've seen their table set up. Mod Corp is there. Um, Mission XV is there. I don't think they ever. I don't know if they've ever. I'm sure they've gone probably in the past, but um, I don't know if they're like a regular because they're not in Europe. You know what I mean? So I know they went though. I seen a picture this guy posted right about. It said something like I never even seen his name before, and it said like my Hall of Vape takeaway, and it was a picture of so much gear. The guy had two Gyros, whatever you say, the Geppetto Bora mods. He had two of them. He had like four Astros. Um, what else did he have? I think he had a D650. He had tons of stuff. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, my God, you spent all that one fucking session at the people. Man, money is no object to some people. It really isn't. I mean, it's just crazy. I can't believe how poor I am in the grand scheme of things. It's fucking crazy. Like, I need to get more competitive, you know, in life, I guess. I don't know, I'm such a nihilist. Like, I just don't give a fuck. And, you know, it sounds very morbid and depressing to just be like, what's the point? We're all gonna die, but, you know, fucking, it's not like I'm wrong. But, yeah, you know, I just still kind of gotta find my groove here, and still working on getting just remotivated for life, really. Yeah, I did 4 side jobs in like, I don't know, 36 hours. Like, you know, it was like two one day and then two like that next morning, like basically by myself because my boss is pretty old and out of shape with bad knees. So basically, I did the whole damn thing. Like two lawns back to back, and then two more. Like fucking laying saw by hand and fucking man. I'm just glad it's nice out. It's been cool out. It's not been hot, so that's upside. But I don't want to be doing that shit. You know? It's like, goddamn. Fuck did I go to school for? To fucking do stuff that illegal immigrants do. It's great. I don't know. I'm just so goddamn lost. Anyhow, nobody wants to hear me fucking complain. I already had my bitch fit pity party last week, so I'll spare you the anguish of that. I'm just watching this bird fly around over here. Yeah, it's nice out, I'll tell you that. I wonder if there's any news I'm missing. I don't know. I've been nursing this same beer for like 2 hours now, I think. Yeah, it's about 7 o'clock on Friday or Saturday. Jeez, time goes by so fast. Oh, there was another guy. God damn, I can't remember his whole name. Robbie, something Robbie something. I mean, he's from Germany. Guy seen my vlog last week. Don't know him at all. Found my Facebook, personal messaged me, saying all these really nice things, trying to just be a consoling, kind person, you know. And I talked to him a little bit, and then later on, I accidentally like pocket dialed him and didn't realize it through Facebook or whatever, and I could hear a voice coming, and I'm looking down at my pocket. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I take out my phone. It's like 3 minutes had gone by, and this guy had just been sitting on the phone, like, hello, hello, trying to see if I'd answer or like say something back. So I ended up talking to the guy for an hour. First, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I called you by accident, and we were just gonna hang up from there. But then we just got to talking, and he started telling me about German, their regulatory system for vaping, and cops can stop you at checkpoints and demand to see your credentials for your vape, for your basically like a license to have vape shit with nicotine and all that stuff, and that you pay the taxes for it. Sounds pretty like, damn, like, I don't know. I thought Nazi Germany was over. Sorry, but no, I was just really surprised to hear how strict it could be in Germany, for vape stuff, considering they're the ones hosting the Hall of Vape and shit. And that brings me to say, to this guy Robbie, he told me he would be going to Hall of Vape, so he's probably there. Well, it's probably the day's over, I'm sure, there, but anyhow, apparently he was going when we had talked, so that's cool. I told him to try to grab some photos, and pretty sure Bogan's there and Nick. I'm like almost positive Bogan's there. Nick, I'm pretty sure Nick went. Yeah, I think he did, cause he said he wasn't doing his vlog for 2 weeks, and I think he said something about going with Kent. So I'm pretty sure Grim Green, he'll probably have a video too. They'll all probably have videos about Hall of Vape, so that'll be cool. And I'm sure there'll be new gear coming out because of it. That's what always happens. It gets kind of slow right before Hall of Vape, and it's because they already have all these new products. They're just waiting to release them for Hall of Vape. So, you know what? I forgot. I wanted to get like all the names ahead of time to read them off to you, like to let you know who was there this year. But I forgot all about it. I might be able to find out real fast. So, it's going to be a short video, but I thought I would at least say something. So I did that current video, and that was alright, I guess. I didn't post it anywhere, so like the views are a little lower than normally, I guess. I haven't checked in the last couple days, but I could see that they're lower than normal because I didn't post it in any Facebook groups, because I guess I'm just not going to bother with that anymore because I don't want any problems. Hall of Vape. Also, I wasn't sure if like if when you get kicked out of a Facebook group, are you able to see the Facebook group still if you look it up? I thought you were like the search was gone too, like you couldn't find it even, which I think that's how this one initially was, but because now I can see it, and I don't feel like I could before, but maybe I just didn't look for it, or like just didn't come across it. Like I didn't look for it this time either. I noticed it. It was like a suggestion, and it gave me the option to join it too. Which I didn't know how to take that, so I didn't try to join it because nobody spoke to me or anything about it. So I'm just assuming everything stands as it was last week. you know, I would just feel stupid trying to join it, and just to be like not accepted or kicked out all over again, or who knows, you know, or them officially blocked from it. I don't know how it works, but anyhow, I just was surprised. I didn't know what to expect. I don't know. I never really got booted from a group before. Um, I know some people who have too. I should ask them, like, how does it work? Like, can you still see the group? I don't know. So, Hall of Vape Stuttgart, Germany, 2023. Um, when I Google it, like, stuff comes up, but it has the times and everything. So 6/5, so it was yesterday. They never mind. The date switched, so it's today. You know them Europeans are. They switch the month and the day. So May 6th to May 7th. The Forlin Club, whatever that means. I guess that's where it technically is. Grand opening 8 to 8. I don't know. I'm just trying to find a list of the entries. Modders Gallery. Over 50 modders. Hardware manufacturers and refiners. What is this? Oil refinery? Damn, I like really thought you'd be able to find the names. Europe's biggest vape show. This is weird. They're showing like a big crowd. It looks like it's goddamn. It looks like a stadium, like, or not a stadium, like outdoor amp. It looks like I'm looking at Woodstock or something on the Hall of Vape website. That's weird. Look at that. There's like even history. Wow, their website's pretty like legitimate. 350 brands last year? That's a lot of brands. I can't believe it's that big. I'm very surprised. Hall of Vape. Lenfelden. Echterdingen. London, or Lenfelden Echterdingen. German's hard. I know they like pronounce everything. Like they try to pronounce all the syllables. For what I've been told anyway. Floor plan. Why can't they just tell me the goddamn names? Oh wait, here's a little thing. Exhibitors list. Come on. Oh, okay, here, cool. I hope this isn't last year's. I'll be pissed. No, this looks This looks new. Okay, so Obey Robot, Mod Corp, Psycho Mods. I've seen that. Anaquardo, El Cigart, JRC, Atmazoo. Atmazoo's releasing a new RBA. It's called the Steam Shell, like the vape shell. It's an RBA. It has a 5.2 millimeter airflow pin. I think that's the biggest airflow pin ever made. That'll be interesting. It looks kind of like a vape shell, just bigger. Mission XV Stratum, OLC Stratum. I seen Ryan with it. Stratum 212 Squonk. I'm pretty sure it's called the 212. Nice. I like Stratum a lot. Stratum was one of the first high-end brands I ever really like seen, like recognized because I used to always watch Stan and Swaggins in the high-end vape show. They always had Stratum, especially Swaggins. Like, so I was always very interested in Stratum products. The V4, the V5, what was the other one? 515, or a lot of its numbers. SVA, eSmoke Guru has two tables. I guess that's, yeah. U Mods right next to them. MK Mods, and Dram. Voodoo, or Voodoo, whatever. They're there again. I'm surprised. Geppetto, Fakirs, Amber Mods. I'm surprised. They've been weird, actually, because they made that RBA, but it got like no attention. It was weird. Handmade premium coils. Death Wish Mods, I'm surprised that they're there. They're technically a Chinese company. Technically. Monarchy. Very nice. Modelsky, I seen. That's like actually, I think the first table I seen that Modelsky would be there. The Mod Elsky. JRC. Which JRC? And what's Moo Mods? Did they make that glue? That like Delaware looking mod? The glue? I'm surprised Delaware's not there. They're like so hot right now. Delaware is so hot right now. Reminds me of Zoolander. They probably, the D650 is probably one of the most popular mods right now. Mission, they're probably selling all sorts of, God, they probably sold so many goddamn Astros. What would I have wanted to see more than anything there? That's a great question. Well, if Stratum released a new thing, that would be pretty cool. Although, they made that balance, that new balance, but I'm not that, it doesn't grab me that much. But if they came out with something else that's new, I'd be very interested to hear what that is. Fakirs, I'm surprised that some of these brands are there, because like I really don't feel like they're like really, doing big things as of recent, like I can see Smoker Store being there, or not Smoker Store, eSmoke Guru, and El Cigar's always doing new stuff. That guy's a workaholic, man. He really puts in work. Obey Robot, like, they're kind of like Mission. Like, they're going to clean up on anything Billet Box related, like, or not Billet Box related technically for Mission, but you know what I mean. Like, they're going to definitely grab those kind of Boro enthusiasts. Whereas, some of the other people, like, Fakirs and, well, Geppetto makes, damn, I would love one of them Giros. I don't know what Breakkill's Alien Lab is. And Moo Mods. They're the only ones I don't recognize. And this one. Wood Steel Steam and Garage Mods. Never heard of that. Ever. And here's another one, X-Vault. Never heard of that. I skipped those. I didn't say them because I didn't recognize them. If anybody recognizes those names, let me know. But yeah, that's the Modders Gallery. So it's also the Kentucky Derby today. So break out your mint juleps and bet on a horse. Maybe I'll watch the Marx Brothers. A Day at the Races. That might be a nice little feel-good movie to put on tonight. You know, kick back. Maybe re-wick some stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to make myself not re-wick as much. Like, I re-wick every weekend. Once in a while, I'll do it during the week, but it's usually on the weekend, and it takes up a lot of my time, and, like, I really don't have to. Like, I could probably stretch a lot, because I set so many things up, and during the workday, it's not like I'm here to use them, so I just have the mornings and evenings to even use this stuff. And with that many setups, I'm not really cooking them up too fast, so I could probably stretch most of these setups for 2 weeks, but I don't, and I should. I don't know, it's just a habit, you know? And I'll get the freshest taste if I re-wick it more consistently and save my coils a little bit of grief, you know, make them last longer, that kind of thing. I got some gear I need to list because I'm like $300 away from getting this thing on eBay that I've been saving up for, and it's eating at me, and I just need to make this money real quick. It's driving me nuts. In videos, I got at least 2 that are already shot that I haven't edited, and then I want to do the absolute, and there's like 2 more best of type videos I want to do. A friend, Chris, said I could borrow his Midge to do a review in the near future, so that may be in the ether. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So, I don't know what to do right now. I mean, after this stream, it just seems too late to try to do any video stuff. I think if I commit to using this new camera, my workflow will be a lot faster with editing, because my new camera is just, you know, and with using my Mac, everything will just be so much faster. I use this crappy old Windows laptop because that's what I'm used to, but it's slow. It takes longer to render, all that shit. So things would be a lot easier if I just commit to using my good shit, you know? So I'm gonna be sure to switch up. Is this a different one? Very interesting. I'm sorry. I'm totally looking at something completely different. But yeah, I may be selling my Delro. I got my OG Skyline that I could list. I might even list my Bestia block, my Titanium Mob, Dot Mob, my my billet boxes. I mean, I don't want to sell all of it, but I just want to sell. I need to sell at least a couple of them things to get this shit paid off. And honestly, I really don't want to let go of any of it. I mean, for me, I've sold a lot of stuff in the past few months since the new year. I probably sold more, like, from November to now than I had for the last 3 years. So I generally don't sell my shit. I get too goddamn attached to it. And I hate the idea of not making my money back. You know, it makes me just think like, fuck it, I'll just keep it. Yeah. But the numbers are getting worse and worse. So it's like if I decide to sell all my stuff in a few months, even later down the road, God, it may be worth fucking $10. You know, it's like crazy. Then there's no bottom. The stuff just keeps getting cheap. Remember how much I was bitching before about how everything was suddenly becoming worthless? It's gotten worse somehow. Like, it's nuts. Like, economy, people just not giving a fuck about vaping anymore, or they are still really into vaping, they just have had everything already, or still do have everything, so they're not gonna buy it. Like, it's such slim pickings to, like, sell shit, and I'm actually, like, nervous to list it, because, like, it's gonna make me think, like, damn, well, what if I can't move it at all? It's like, then I gotta keep dropping the price, or then it just kind of, like, solidifies the idea that I'm stuck with it forever now. Like, it just, it's so stupid. Like, I'm psyching myself out about it, I guess, because I should just list it and find out. But yeah, it's bad, man. I can't believe just how different the landscape is of our little vape economy. Like, for high end, it's fucked. You know, and that's probably why people aren't buying new stuff now, because they know they're not going to get their money back. And or why people, another reason why people probably wouldn't buy new stuff is because they figure, oh, I'll wait a few months now, I'll let some other asshole buy it for $800, and then I'll just get it for $2 from them in 3 months. So that's really the turnaround time here. Like, shit is bad. Real bad. I'm just glad I got what I got, honestly, because I really am happy with what I have, and I can't complain. Like, it would be nice to have some new stuff, but honestly, I feel like all the best products are in the past anyway. Like, the best is behind us. That's the way I look at it. Because the global economy's fucked up, you're not going to see modders making as much stuff. Basically, you know, they're not going to take them chances. The big Bora race, the big bubble of fucking Bora mods, climbed that it already peaked. It's over. Shit's way declining now. So there's not going to be as much of that anymore. I mean, these are just, I don't fucking know, but just from my intuition and just looking at things, that's the way it's looking. It's looking kind of grim. There'll always be new stuff, of course, but I don't know. My perception may be totally skewed, too, because I'm fucking broke. There's plenty of rich people out there that they don't give a fuck. They can buy 10 of everything, so it's all fine to them, but... And that's what fucks it up, too, because they're so rich, they can buy, $600 mods and sell them for $150 and not think twice about it and be like, yeah, well, like me, I'd be, like, heartbroken, like, fuck. They're just like, yeah. It's just so different. Everyone's so different. It seems like all the Americans are poor. Or there's like, I don't know, 8 that are like really fucking wealthy and got everything, and then there's everybody else. Yeah, and then there's a lot of people in Europe and Asia that have a lot of money. But that's the way it looks for vape stuff. That's just the way it looks to me. I do not know what to eat for dinner, man. If I had rolls, I'd put like that fucking cheesesteak, make it like on a frying pan, like do like a cheesesteak type deal. But I might be stuck eating a goddamn tuna fish sandwich tonight. Hey there, sweet thing. Can I buy you a fish sandwich? Does anyone know what that's from? I said, hey there, sweet thing. Can I buy you a fish sandwich? Fucking 90s comedies, man. So much of that shit is just ingrained in my head. Like, I'll just be going about my day and I randomly, like, Billy Madison quotes pop in my head all the time. Like, just shit me and my friends used to say to each other all the time. Growing up, man. I can't, I feel like my life sucks now and the world kind of sucks now. But I can't say a bad thing about my childhood. God damn, I feel like maybe that's why millennials just, as a whole, just kind of fucking just gave the fuck up. I mean, I don't know that, but that's what they say anyway. Because nothing, no life after our childhood could ever live up to how great our childhood was, in my opinion. I just think the 90s, like, and early 2000s were fucking incredible. And I just wish I was a little older even during those times. Like, I just loved the culture then, and real early internet, everything just seemed so innocent, it's just... And that's what boomers say about their childhoods too, so... And I suppose it really was. 50s all the way through the early 2000s, Now we're tainted with all this technology bullshit. Some people like it, but I really don't. This is about as tech as it gets for me. A fucking vape and a nice camera. I don't particularly like any other bits of technology. I was watching I was learning about that guy that does the deep fakes earlier, the Tom Cruise videos, or that shit was pretty cool. Like just how they do it. Apparently, like when he met the guy that did the AI shit that make him look like Tom Cruise more. Doesn't take him. It's some like Belgian guy or like somebody from like the Netherlands or something, or Danish or something like that. Apparently he was able to do it like super fast too. Like, was really good at it, and just raises the points of like, how can you trust what you see anymore and all that shit. But technology, I mean, we just run straight towards it, and there's so, like, with the more potentials now, you gotta think, for every one good potential that technology has, it has, like, 5 bad potentials. That's the way you gotta look at it, AI that can make art now, that can write stories, creative stories, completely fabricated. Like, that's fucking crazy. You're putting authors out of work, you're putting photographers out of work, you're putting painters out of work, you're putting we all thought it was just going to take the work from physical labor, like people fucking, nobody's got to bag groceries no more, you got a fucking robot. No, it's coming for your creative jobs. They took their derbs. I'm telling you, man, I'm getting desperate to the point, like, I'm about to just start meeting people online, like, local people, because I live in this fucking area, like, they're all, like, retired and older. Like, I do not fit in around here. There's, it's like retirement, vacation land, slash farm redneckville. I don't fit into any of that shit. I don't. So here I am making goddamn videos on a Saturday night. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that, and you guys are great. No, I'm just saying, I don't know how the fuck I ended up here. But it's better than where I could be. I could be 6 feet under or sitting on the fucking tracks booting up, you know? And I feel bad because I know I often talk about how I've been cleaned up for the past 3 years. Yeah, you'll see me drinking a pint or whatever, but this is the extent of it. And, like, how saucy that makes me feel is literally because I drink one of them and I'm not used to drinking beer any other time. So I do feel it, you know. So I don't want to give that impression. Like, I'm just not a hardcore, like, sobriety person because I don't really believe that's what it takes. Like, I don't really believe NA and AA is for everybody and, like, living and dying by their message is the only solution. It's not the only solution. But if it works for you, it works for you. You know, I can look at these mods and this community as AA and NA. It's whatever gets your mind off wanting to do drugs. You know, but I don't really feel like repeating a mantra and reading the big book over and over again, listening to the same kind of war story messages, and I don't think any of that stuff, to me, it's just not fulfilling, and it's not going to want to keep me being sober. It's going to make me want to use more, I think. Either way, you're still obsessing about drugs. You're just obsessing about not doing drugs instead of doing the drugs. So that's just my takeaway on it. I've tried it. I'm not going to knock it because it obviously can and does work for some people. It's just not knocking those people, but I think it's for people that just are a little more empty. Not like spiritually or like their soul or nothing, but like they just don't have anything else that they like, or they're not just not passionate or interested enough in any other hobbies or things to like bring them out of that obsession with drugs. Whereas me, I love a lot of stuff. I really like a lot of shit. I like music. If I wasn't doing this video, I could be playing guitar right now. I could be fucking with my camera right now, watching movies right now, and like in a like learning, trying to learn from the movies type way, like film historian type shit. I like, you know, just learning anything, learning about space, learning about whatever. I can just sit there for hours, and it's not good, honestly, but like I could sit there for fucking hours on YouTube just learning shit in general. I just like to learn. Some people are just so disinterested with everything that they gotta sit there and force them. It's like being in school. I attribute it to like being in school and forcing yourself to have the patience and concentration and discipline to read the big book for the 1,000th fucking time, or listen to Joe Schmo talk about how he smoked crack all the time, and I don't care about that shit. Like, that's not life to me. Like, there's so much more interesting stuff to think about in life. But I guess when you're newly sober and your dopamine levels are way low, nothing's interesting no matter what. So, but for me, you know, it's just been enough time. that I'm finally regaining my passions. You know, I wouldn't even look or think or talk about cameras for the longest time. In the past 6 months, I've learned so much more about cameras. Not like nothing I never knew about how the shit works in general, but because digital has come such a long way since I was into it, there was a lot to learn, and still is plenty to learn. Some young kid out here fishing, he's probably like 10, 12 tops, fishing rod and shit. There's a lot of that around here. People like fishing and hunting. I don't know. I don't fucking do that. I'm a city kid. Like, I'm a fucking hipster city kid, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not the outdoorsy hick type. And I'm clearly not old and rich and going to be on the beach. So, I don't know. Yeah, you know, I'm in limbo here. I would love to move out of here, but I got some things holding me up. And I'm poor, so kind of limits. I don't know. It's not like I haven't done it before, though. I've had the balls to just up and leave. In 2015, I think it was, me and my girlfriend at the time, we just up and moved all the way to Austin, Texas. And I was busking, so that means I was like playing guitar on the street for money, like people throwing you fucking money. You know, it's popular there actually, but it's not like that worked that well. We were fucking homeless, but we were forcing ourselves out of the drug infested city of Philadelphia and just making ourselves. We had a script of subs, and we divvied up the Suboxone and made it work. But then she started drinking, and man, it's a long fucking story. Life has had a lot of fucking ups and downs, and most of my 20s were fucked up. Anyhow, I ended up living out there for like a year, and shit was life. You know, it was very full. It was very interesting. Every day was different. I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I didn't know who I was staying with that day. I didn't know anybody. I went out there not knowing one person and not having one red cent. You just have to force yourself to meet anybody and get wherever you can. You know, not fucking no one over, just people were nice out there too, though. It wasn't like Philly. Philly is miserable. Everyone's fucking mean. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta already know people to get anywhere. In Austin, Texas, everyone was very friendly and very nice, very willing to help. It was a whole different world. I didn't even trust it at first. I've had people come up to me and, like, start talking to me in Texas, and I'm thinking the whole time, like, what are they getting at? Like, where are they going with this? What are they trying to get from me? Like, what are they looking to steal? You know, shit like that. And it's like, no, they're just that friendly. I remember one time she and I were outside of a Rite Aid, and some guy in a Mercedes drove by. I guess he could just take one look at us and tell we were like transient, homeless people. And just driving by in a Mercedes and fucking asked me toward his car for a minute, gave me $50, and then drove away. Just like shit like that happened. A lot more than you would think. That often restored my faith in humanity too, to some extent, because you'd be surprised how many people actually are generous. I mean, I was never one of those people that would give homeless people money. I'd always be like, oh, they're just going to get high with it. Because that's what I would do. And that's what I did a lot of times. But a lot of people would give you the money anyway. Like, not think twice about it. Whether you ask them or not. Like, people are a lot more helpful than you'd think. And the people you wouldn't think would be, like, you know, they always say, like, black people don't tip. Um, which in some regards, I think is true to some extent. Um, but I would definitely say, me being homeless, drug addict on the street, a lot of times, the people that would, if I were, like, ever panhandling or something, the people that would give me money would end up being, like, uh, a lot of black women or black men. You know, any black people. I think because it's like they, a lot of times, at least like urban, like inner city, you know, they probably maybe like one time or another they've been there. You know what I mean? So they're just more empathetic toward that kind of shit. So you'd be surprised. Or Spanish people. A lot of Spanish people um, would definitely, you know, put a hand out to give you, say, like, they were in a convenience store or something and they're coming out and they see you, like, they'll give you change, or who knows, whatever, food. Not think twice whether you ask them or not. Like, that shit happens. You'd be surprised. It's more so the white people that are just like, you know, and I'm white, but it's just like a smug, like, not like smug, but I don't know. I guess these white people may be like expecting more from everybody. I don't know. We're expecting everyone to hold their own, or I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just fucking rambling, but you get what I'm saying. I think the bottom line is a lot of these minority people, they are, or at one time have been in that position, so they have that kind of sympathy. Um, you know. Yeah, so totally off topic of anything vape related. So if that's what you came for, you did not get that in the last half hour. But it's getting dark out now. Definitely getting dark out now. It's still pretty bright in the screen. So I don't know about on your end, but on my end, everything still looks pretty bright. I still look like Casper, even though I'm actually sunburnt. But it's fucking, you would never know. And I really wanted to sell the current, and I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I kind of like it. Aaron still has not sent me that goddamn Ultim, whatever, Top Cap. Yeah, Top Cap and Drip Tip. I've been waiting. I don't know if it's coming. He may not have liked my review, or at least not. If he's seen my first build video, he probably really didn't like. Oh, my battery's running low. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Well, I guess that's a clear indicator that I should stop. Well, we at least hit that hour mark, so that's technically long form content for you. Anyone that's into that kind of thing. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I know I've been kind of wishy-washy, and, you know, clearly was down in the dumps last week. But I thought I would try to bounce back with this pretty quick, just to show I'm still kind of hanging in there. And yeah, you know, and next time I do this, I'll do it like legit live. But I feel like these pre-recorded ones, I'm definitely able to be more clear-headed and concise and like speak my mind. Like, sometimes chat catches me off guard and I get off track, and you know what I mean. So it's almost 8 o'clock, well, 7:45-ish, so that should do it. I'll post this now, I suppose. I've replied to a lot of you guys from your comments, And you guys should know who you are. The I don't know, 10 or 15 of yous that have always stuck by me and always comment and always I talk to a lot of you on Facebook too. Thank you guys. You were basically this channel. You're the yeah, you're pretty much the reason this channel is what it is, because without your reception, I may not have stuck with doing this. So I greatly appreciate you for riding out with me. So that'll do it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Try to have some new videos for you soon, possibly in 4K. In 4K. My echo wasn't too effective. Last minute decision, R, R, R. You ever see people text message you and just say ARD, ARD? Like that's supposed to mean alright. I don't know if people do that now, but that was like a thing. ARD, ARD, bet. Bet on what? Maybe that's just how drug dealers used to talk. Alright, so I'll see y'all. Take care.